Today's gonna get weird. Raft is a game that's all about surviving and thriving using all the garbage you pull out of the ocean. So I thought we were long overdue to give that ocean as much garbage as we possibly can, destroying both the game and my computer in the process. And to begin, this is how often garbage spawns. You're often left waiting for minutes at a time, contemplating your life choices. But eventually you catch up to a little garbage patch, and sometimes you can even pull the little stuff right out of the ocean. And then you think, hey, this isn't so bad. But then you remember your life and realize it's actually horrible. But eventually you find enough leaves to put into a rope, which combined with some wood somehow make a hammer. The hammer is then used to expand our raft just a little bit. But you see the problem, this is very slow. I throw my hook out, I pick up one piece of garbage at a time. Plus, I'm also just drifting that way. I've got no control over where I'm going. But what I can do is turn the garbage spawn rate up just a little, so we at least have more to work with. Because what we're after ultimately are these. We put these on the raft and garbage automatically gets stuck in them, and then I can collect it. No more slowly using this hook like some kind of idiot. So I guess I'll just sort of wait here for the garbage then. Screw that, I can't wait, I'm going to the garbage. And we're finally getting into another garbage patch, but I think I'm going to turn the spawn rate up just a little more. But already you can see how this is merit. We haven't collected a ton of stuff, but we collected more than my hook has, and I haven't done anything to do it. And obviously we're going to need a bit of a wider raft to collect more of the garbage. It spawns in a big wide swath, we need to have a raft at least that wide. So we can add a few more of those to our slightly wider raft, and now we're going to collect even more crap. We're starting to pick stuff up at a decent rate, but we're going to need to do better, which is why I've made a sail and a steering wheel. Which really awkwardly is going to look like this for now, but this is going to push me a little faster, and I now have the ability to steer it through the garbage patches. And yes, I super intelligently put the sail in front of me so it actually blocks my view. But let's face it, you're not here for good ideas. But we basically got the staples of this idea put together now. Which means I'm definitely good to up the garbage spawn rate just a little bit more, and already that's paying dividends because look at all the barrels. That means we can build more raft. Which means we can add more garbage collectors. Eventually I'm going to be so good at this, not a single piece of garbage is going to be missed, and I intend on having a lot of garbage. Also, these nets can only hold 10 items at a time, so I do need to clear them somewhat regularly. This is so annoying though, I'm already missing so much garbage, I need this thing to be wider. And I'm not talking like a little bit of wider, I'm talking like the size of Africa wider. For now, I'll settle for about 2 sheep's lengths of width. Which is pretty wide, but we're actually already spawning quite a bit of garbage, so this is going to be good for my resource pool. Plus, the wind is going that way, so if this stupid thing ever manages to turn, we will be pointing into the wind and flying like an eagle. There's still a pretty good gap in between the garbage patches, so I'm probably going to have to turn up the spawn rate just a little more. And I've just gone ahead and given myself an appropriate number of nets. And I have a feeling I'm going to need a paddle at some point because I'm already about to hit an island. I also never really realized how powerful this paddle is. Like, even faster than the sail, this thing's actually making us move. So we can use the power of the paddle and the garbage collectors. This is an OP strategy, that's for sure. But it actually takes effort, and I'm against actually doing that. But look at what these have collected already. I can just walk by and grab all this stuff and then expand my raft. Rinse and repeat until we have something absolutely ridiculous. Garbage still isn't coming in fast enough. That's a little more like it. And the raft is getting pretty much wide enough to catch not quite the whole thing, but just about. It won't be long now until the computer starts crying. That's the sound of progress. I'm just going to walk back and forth and then see what we have left to build with. Look at all the barrels and crates. That's actually going to be a ton of resources. So I need to be approximately this wide. And then approximately that wide. So I think I'm officially as wide as a garbage patch. That's always been a dream of mine to accomplish. So now we won't miss a single thing as we flow through these as long as we're somewhat in the center. But now that I said that, I'm a little bit worried, so I'm going to expand a little bit on either end just to make sure. Even if we're off center, we're going to get it all. And I literally have so many planks now that I'm actually spitting them out, so we're going to have to do something about that. Okay, yeah, suddenly I have definitely a surplus of things, and these are going to start to getting full, so I got to figure out what to do with all this stuff. So we're just going to make the raft a little bigger in this area. I'm going to burn up a few of my surplus planks, making a second story so I can kind of steer from up there and we'll get a better look at the great garbage patch. But already I'm really enjoying this result. And we're starting to let some garbage go through because that thing clearly has 10 garbages in it. I'm also going to put the sail and stuff back here where it doesn't block my vision, and now I've got a lot of garbage to collect. So I cannot put a collector beside a collector. But what I can do is put a row of these in between and then put another row of collectors on that. Whoops, and that's going to buy me a little bit of time as soon as I pick up some plastic. I feel very strange that I'm out of plastic. Like, that feels like it really shouldn't be a thing right now. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can put down a new row of collectors, and then we'll have at least more collection points to work with. Then I'm going to throw some things overboard that I just really don't need right now, because this is already starting to stress me out. We've got a lot of stuff to try and manage and sort, and I've just got to make my raft bigger and bigger and bigger. This won't do it all. We're hardly producing any garbage at all, and we're getting overwhelmed. I finished that with time for a third row of collectors. We're starting to get some weird sounds going on, but everything is working pretty much to plan. And at least I have a fighting chance of keeping up with all the garbage at this point. I just walk up and down the rows, grabbing whatever I can, then I'll either build it or throw it off the end. And I still can't keep up. I've already spawned too much garbage to overwhelm myself. But things are going to escalate. I can create what's called a garbage sucker. Sucks garbage out of the ocean. It just takes some fancy stuff that I don't yet have. Luckily, I'm a dirty cheater, so we now have 10,000 of everything we need. Normally, these things would be crazy expensive to try and make. So now I can make, I don't know how many of them I'm going to need. So that should cover us for now. The game doesn't love these, so I kind of had to force them to work, but they're working. Even with the mod forcing them to go, they really don't want to do this. So the way these are supposed to work is they take the garbage right out of the net and put them directly into a chest from Fortnite. But they don't seem to be working. I think the mod is a little bit outdated, so we're going to have to get a little bit creative. I think this is probably just the game's way of trying to resist what I'm about to do to it, but there's no hiding from me. So we currently have 4 rows of trash collectors, but no garbage to collect. That's because if you ask me, we need more garbage collectors. And with the help of an auto clicker, it will be done. Well, this wouldn't be a Raft video if I didn't absolutely bore myself building something I didn't need to build. So anyways, there's 10 rows of trash collectors. It didn't feel that big, but it actually looks pretty impressive from up here. Now for you math aficionados out there, this raft is 35 tiles wide. Each of those can hold 10, and there's 10 rows of them, so we can hold 3,400 pieces of garbage. So if we turn the garbage spawn rate up by quite a bit, how long is it going to take to fill up our little collectors? It begins. We can see the garbage out there in the distance. And if we need some help with speed, I've installed an engine that we can crank up to absolutely ridiculous speed. But anyways, let's see about how long it takes to fill up 3,400 garbage spots. So far they're filling up quick. There's a lot of garbage, but there's going to be a lot more. That looks better. And our engine has been pushed up just a little bit for extra speed. So we're going to dive right into this garbage patch without mercy. Either the game's going to give up, or the raft is. There we go, we're filtering that out nicely. Listen to that sound, it doesn't know what to do. Already we're on row 4, and that's actually quicker than I thought it would be. That's filling up quickly. That's not quite 3,400, but that's 3,000 pieces by now. And we're already going through the garbage patch. It feels really weird to sit here, but you can actually tell that we're holding still and the water is moving through us. I bet you we wouldn't have to go very fast for the game to break. I think it's actually the sail pushing us along right now, but if we turn on the engine too, we're going to go even quicker. We're in light speed garbage. Oh, there's an island. That's not going to go over well. Luckily, there's always a quick way out when you have an engine with 80,000 horsepower. But so far, the game is actually handling this really well, considering how much garbage is spawning in and how quick we're going. We need to escalate. This time with 10 times the garbage again than what we just had. Already, it's looking pretty dense. Full speed ahead. I said full speed ahead. There it is, and into the garbage pile we go in 3,400. Wow, that spawns a lot of garbage. The game is still completely fine, so we could do with a little more speed and a little more garbage. When you get a close-up look at the garbage too, it's not actually that dense. So we're going to go ahead and add 50% more speed. As far as the garbage goes, we're going to add 2 zeros to that number. So if there's one thing I'm pretty sure of, the game is not going to like this one little bit. So we'll let the garbage come on in. We see it spawning in the distance and we'll charge toward it. Engine off, and we're going to put the engine on. 3,400 things. Actually not as quick as I thought. It might actually spread the garbage out a little bit if we're moving that quickly. Maybe we should try it at regular speed. So we hit it at regular speed, but I'm going to add, I don't know, that many zeros. I'm not sure which one of these numbers is the valid one, but that should be plenty of garbage. I've got one single engine going right now. The game is definitely a little laggy when I look that way for some reason. It's like a monster in the distance. Yeah, I feel a frame rate drop. Not a huge one yet, but I feel a frame rate drop. Oh, there's already a few pieces of garbage lingering in the front. We must have picked those up somewhere, and that's a lot of garbage. Yeah, that's nice and dense. The raft is definitely loving this. First row is already filled, second row is filling up. Keep in mind we're moving at basically regular speed. There's an engine pushing us, but the raft is so big it probably doesn't actually matter. That's a lot of garbage. That's beautiful.
Let's just sit here and let the garbage flow through us.
Well, the game is not happy with this. I can't even take a screenshot right now because there's just a lot of sort of garbage going on. Can we make it denser? Like, this isn't actually that bad for the game. I've often found with these, like, it's okay until suddenly it's really, really not. So that. Okay, I just checked the log thing and it said maximum garbage has been reached. This is the maximum garbage I can spawn in, which is no small amount of garbage. It filled up the 3,400 slots in my raft in no time at all, and there's still like 1,000 times more of it out there. The Great Garbage Patch of Raft.